Hello everyone, so this is a VOD from Saturday night where the Hell Let Loose team was going through and they're showcasing the gameplay mechanics for the Hell Let Loose Alpha. So this is their gameplay stream with my commentary over it from Saturday night. And so Hell Let Loose is expected to drop their alpha sometime this week. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button so you get live content for those live streams as well as gameplay videos for when the alpha goes live. Because as soon as that drops, I'm going to be all over it. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you when Hell Let Loose drops their alpha.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we
go.
All right,
Oh, look at that! Oh, yes, that gets me excited.
No, there is a well, the
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'm excited. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh yes, that gets me. I'm getting a little excited here now. If you would like to support the channel, check out my Patreon where you can get cool rewards or buy games like Squad on Humble Bundle by using the links in the description below. Let's go. Let's get some gameplay. Hype.
Do that is you'll want to enlist.
Let me get some hype spams in the chat. Here we go. 2 out of 100. They're gonna have 100 player servers on Alpha. That is impressive. 100 player servers on Alpha.
So what
Saint
we're going
Marie
to do here is a
Dumont.
simulated assault on Brecourt Manor from the Allied side, and just kind of show you how to put down garrisons and OPs as if you were leading a platoon, engaging in an assault, attacking a specific objective. So now we've got the select force screen.
All right, U.S. versus Germany, 50v50. Yeah, it's 100 player servers on.
Create an infantry
Damn.
platoon.
Create platoons. Oh my god. And then
And that
within.
will automatically spawn me in as the officer.
Oh, these are
And
squads,
you'll
not
see the
platoons.
officer class is indicated with the
That's a little
crown
awkward.
icon. We see that Spano and Sirius are in. So Spano with the chevron indicates a rifleman.
Didn't that say squads?
And, Sirius with this rotating arrow icon
So officer, medic,
indicates he is a support class.
support class. What is a
And
support
you can
class?
see that Spano just changed his class to medic, and so he now has the cross insignia there. All right, so if
Turn
you
this
take a
up
look
a
at the
little
map, yeah, we might need that. So looking at the map here, I'm zooming in here to the northwest quadrant. You'll see here's U.S. base.
Is this their territory control game mode
And
where
we'll
they can
spawn up
take
here.
you take sectors?
We're gonna make our way west, and we're gonna set up for an assault here on.
I think it
Brecourt
is.
Manor
You see how it's
from the
split
north.
like a checkerboard?
Actually here from the
You unlock you have to control literal
looks
grids
like.
of the map. I think that's what it is, and you can see how it's a split direct
Okay, so
diagonal.
once you're all set, you want to
Northwest to
click deploy
southeast
at base.
of neutral
Before I do that,
neutral
you'll
flags.
also notice you'll be able to select.
I wonder what
armor
recon
platoons
has.
And recon platoons. Armor platoons will not be available for the alpha.
Oh, no
And
armor
I
for
believe
alpha.
we're gonna have recons available shortly after alpha. Is that right, Max?
Yeah, that's correct. I hope it. Can you hear me, Rick? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Tune ups.
Perfect. Yeah, we're going to be releasing the recon platoons
Oh.
about after about a week or two of alpha. We want
A
to
week or
test
two of
the pure
alpha,
infantry,
recon
and then we
gets
want to
out.
throw the recons into the mix. Which
What is
obviously
recon?
it's the only scoped weapon in the game. So
Scoped
we want to kind of
weapons.
see how you guys.
The only scope weapons are in the recon platoon. Ah! Very good, very
Okay, so
good.
you'll see,
No scoped optics. I'm
I
liking
spawned
it.
in at U.S. base. You can see that up
I'm
at the
liking
top of
it.
the screen.
No scoped
We're
optics.
currently indicating that both sides control 9 capture points, and you can see we've already been generating some manpower.
999,
Each
and we're
team will
generating
start with,
manpower. Okay, okay,
1,000
okay.
Of each,
Yeah, because
resource.
they're gonna have manpower, supplies, and ammunition. I think is the
Map.
3 resources you control throughout the map.
So I'll just speak to the map as Rick checks it. The map is designed to stop you in place and make it a more of an intentional thing. So actually, we might get one of the other guys as well to check their map, and you can see what that looks like from another player's perspective. But basically, if you zoom out, Rick, for us, I'd like to show the guys what the map looks like just as the game begins. So what you guys can see there is, sorry, Rick, if you wouldn't mind just pulling your map out again.
Yeah, roger that.
looks really polished, I gotta say. It looks really polished.
So what you guys will be able to see on the map is you'll be able to see the central cap line down the middle are neutral. So they're basically up for grabs.
Right.
All the blue sectors are sectors that your team currently owns and that you can lose. And all the red sectors are obviously the enemy team sectors. You'll see on the enemy team's red sectors that they are currently locked. You can't cap them. So when the game first begins, the key, guys, is to capture that central neutral line of sectors, much like in a game like Company of Heroes or anything like that, or something like that. And you'll basically want to race straight to those sectors and try and lock them down as soon as possible. And then from there, what will basically happen is you'll get you'll have your garrisons up in your OPs, and you'll start to push the enemy back. And as the enemy gets pushed back, obviously lots of different things occur, encircling, and different kind of strategies unfold. And what will eventually happen is, to win the game, you just simply have to capture 2 sectors that are adjacent to the enemy base. So
2 sectors adjacent to the enemy base.
3 sectors adjacent to an enemy base at any one time.
Okay, so you have to capture
and
2 of the 3.
2 of them, your team will win the game. And
Interesting.
So it's quite, we're trying
Interesting
to make it
game
quite a
mechanic.
simple meta that lets you have lots of different experiences in between. And as the guys will show you, the map is quite large. A lot of the
That allows for a lot of dynamic play, because instead of like having to cap the last flag, which is always the same last flag in normal AAS,
So,
you can pick which flags you want to take.
Yeah, and just to
That's amazing.
talk about those capture points, in our case as the allies, we would need to capture 2 of the 3 either.
There's going to be a lot of
anti-air,
dynamic.
Samarita
This
Mall,
game mode
or
allows for a
Southern
lot of
Fields,
dynamic
and
decisions.
the Germans would need to capture 2 of the 3 Causeway, Sunken Lane, and Hubert Village. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a map here. And then let's just take a look at a couple of the guys here.
Player models are really
John.
clean. Holy shit.
Oh, bad frag. Who was that? Who
I saw that.
Was that me?
These are high quality player models.
When you put away your map, that nade went. That was
And
intriguing. We might need to
for
look
my
at
next trick. All right,
that.
let's take,
Exploding map.
let's take a look
Great.
here. So,
Hey, what's up, Carl? Yeah, Alpha's
so
coming
here
out
the guys
sometime
are
this
checking
week.
out their maps.
So I should say as well, guys, that some of these animations for the third-person models, the models that you see, aren't complete, or they're not exactly as we would have them. But you can kind of get.
Yeah, you can see the
idea of where
animations
we're
are
going.
still a little like placeholdery, but the
So
actual
Sirius
player
here is our
models look good.
rifleman.
The player models look good, but the animations
John
you can
is
tell are
alright.
kind of placeholders right now.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we were going to push west and set up a garrison and an OP. So Sirius has chosen support class. He's going to drop down a supply crate. We'll show you what that's like. So we'll just push out to the west.
So you got that standard compass on the bottom.
And while
Otherwise,
we're doing
minimal
that, Max,
UI.
you want to say what
There's nothing else on the UI.
what they can expect in terms
You can
of
see the cap point.
the infantry gameplay in the alpha?
This is a gorgeous, and this is coming through
sure.
a stream
So
and a
basically,
stream, and it's already like you can
within
tell
the
how
alpha, we're gonna
gorgeous it
mainly be
is.
testing,
The skybox,
both server capacity,
the
but also
detail in the
game
foliage.
performance and
Oh,
some other
This is a
games.
beautiful
So
game.
when you ramp it up to
Like even
100
watching it in a
players,
stream through a stream.
We've done a lot of sort of performance testing around it, but something that we're really keen to focus on is looking at the meta gameplay and making sure that it's communicated to new players so that you know what you're meant to be doing when you get in the game, you know how basic functions work. We're looking at finding little quality of life stuff. We might tweak some of the weapons, but essentially we want to just make sure the infantry gameplay is kind of as we envisaged it. We don't really want to create any bottlenecks in the player experience. We're looking at supplies and logistics and those systems, and making sure that, you know, even as you play, if you play as infantry, that here we go. There's a little bug there with the binoculars. I need to mark that now.
Yeah, it looked like there was a grenade.
Yeah, what's going on?
A grenade spawn there.
I can't wait to play in this game. Like the environment looks so lush. There's like a lot of vegetation.
Yeah,
And, like
sorry.
even
So,
on the ground, like there's
we
grass
will
and different
be
kinds of
looking mainly
terrains
at
on the
your infantry
ground.
experience and how you're finding it, and whether
Because in some maps it's like the same
you know,
thing on the
different
ground all the
features that we
time.
envisaged that are working for you with the game.
Yeah, and so just kind of to reiterate, the first phase here of the alpha really is about getting really solid infantry gameplay mechanics down, as Max mentioned, getting the meta together so that we're really using garrisons and OPs, learning the map, and really getting the mechanics down. Where some
Look at that mud.
real
I
solid
talked about the
infantry
mud
gameplay
before. Look at that mud. You can see the reflections in the mud.
setting us up to
Oh,
start bringing other features.
that
in as we
mud. I
consider
swear,
alpha
like,
phase
that
beta.
mud just looks so good. I've never seen better mud in any video game.
So we're coming
I
up.
do know. I
How
do
long-
know as
how
well.
long till I
for
play?
those of you
I'm gonna play
asking,
this as soon as they release it.
I'm not sure, Rick. Maybe you can confirm, but I think the choppiness may be caused by the playback in Twitch. I'm not sure, or it might be.
Yeah, it's because I'm streaming while playing the game.
Yeah, I'm really curious how this is gonna feel performance-wise.
I think if I dropped it down, it would probably improve a bit.
I see they're doing
Is that okay
a
for you
small,
guys?
like, draw distance thing for the grass. You can see the grass kind of
choppy
render
is it?
in. That's really low.
I think it's fine.
Like, you can see it
Like,
coming in, like,
you can noticeably see
50
it, but
meters
it
from you.
doesn't-
That's pretty low, but
okay. All right.
I'm not sure if that's just because of his
So I'm just
local
gonna
I should
settings.
also say, guys, since this server build here that you're seeing, a lot of optimizations have taken place. So that's also something that we're going to be focusing on.
Yeah, I can't wait to get
during
my
the
hands
alpha
on it
is,
with my rig.
We're going to be doing a couple of what we think are quite clever things, in so much as the graphics are concerned, to make it much more performant. Now that sort of much of the
When is release?
programming on some of
Alpha's
the
supposed to
back-end
release
infrastructure
sometime this
complete,
week.
particularly netcode and tick rate and things like that. We're going to shift our focus back to looking at optimizing some of the graphic elements.
Hey, I'm in days.
What I like about this is that the sight lines are no longer than like maybe 100, maybe 150 meters tops, which means you don't need optics to play this game. Which is, you know, awesome because there's only going to be the recon
Dave,
class
you're
with the
not under
optics.
fire yet.
I really do like
Permission
games
to-
with no
to shoot
optics.
Sirius, please.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Karma, are you going to play? Yeah, as soon as
We're gonna
Alpha
need
drops.
we're gonna need a support crate.
Do you guys want to drop an OP?
Oh, are you gonna? Yeah, let's
Are we gonna do a garrison?
yeah, let's do a garrison.
Let's do a garrison.
first.
The garrison is. I feel like the garrison is like a fob.
optimization is going pretty well. Today, I've been tackling a lot of that over the last couple of days.
More mud.
and
Look at the mud.
We've
Notice the
done
mud?
a couple of things that have
Notice
really
the quality of
opened
the mud?
up, for the lower end machines. We have capped out. We have capped out some of the aspects of it though, in so much as you can't turn off foliage, you can't turn off shadows completely. So the idea there is that we don't offer gameplay advantages for lowering your graphics. T-Fresh, we're going to be nailing down the minimum system requirements during the alpha, and we'll look, with an obvious goal to
Do you want to come over here, Rex?
making them quite clear for the early access.
Yeah,
Get
the
Max
stream's
to
doing
talk
that
about where we
bitrate
are
thing
here.
because there's so much
Oh
foliage.
yeah, so this is a good. So
that
if you
it
just move back to that
chunks up
monument,
all
I can
the-
show the guys.
all the
So
green,
basically,
the green
guys,
stuff.
on this map, San Marie de Mont is about 3 kilometers inland from Utah Beach. If you were to look at our in-game map versus the actual, it will be on Steam for its grids. It already is on Steam, it's just not publicly shown. But this monument that Spono's looking at here actually wasn't there on the day. It's actually a monument to Captain Winters from Band of Brothers.
Ah,
So
look at that.
we kind of put it in there as a little bit of an homage to him. But essentially, if Rick looks to the left, that road to the left leads to Brecourt Manor, and you guys can look this place up on Google Maps.
Yeah, so they have
the road
almost
to
like
the
a
right leads up to
one-to-one
the village
historically
where
accurate map,
the
I'm pretty
Band
sure.
of Brothers Easy Company division, Easy Company unit landed on D-Day. So you can recreate the entire attack if you want. What you'll see here is that there's a gun line, which is the battery sector. And the gun line also, all the guns are positioned in exactly the same area, in exactly the same meterage that they were placed on the day.
Yeah, they're really historically accurate.
So the US base is actually located where where the US forces were moving inland from, and this battery here was shelling the causeway as they came in from Utah Beach. So you have just south of the battery, you've got the manor as well.
I'm
which
really
is
interested to
obviously,
see how my
a
computer's
sector
gonna
of
handle
its
this
own-
game
its
and
own
how
kind.
like rendering videos with all the
So
green
these
stuff
guys are
around
now
is gonna
heading
be.
down the
Because YouTube is
laneway
notorious
to,
for shitting on
Breckle
quality of videos because too many
Yeah, why
trees
don't
and
we
bushes.
Yeah,
put Garrison here?
So flames on the flag. This is going to be the interesting thing that we need to that we're going to need to look at, particularly during the alpha when you don't have vehicles, and that is the difference in the mixture between infantry combat and vehicle combat and how they interrelate, and also call-ins and stuff like that. So excuse the bug of Sirius in that bug state. We're currently fixing that up.
Yeah, we do have some animations. Max, do you want to walk us through the
So standard
garrison
alpha
placement? We'll go ahead and put
issues,
one down
right? They
while
got
you're-
animation
while you're talking
placeholders,
through
which is
that.
the same thing with squad.
Sure.
Squad had a lot of
So
animation
garrison
placeholders,
placement
which is
basically acts
all got
as
revamped
a
in
team
V10.
spawn. It takes longer to spawn on a garrison than it takes to spawn on an OP, which is your platoon-based spawn. The reason for that is because we sort of want to disincentivize players spawning on the team spawn and really make sure you're spawning on your OP as much as possible.
So the OP is the
To
rally
place
point, I'm
a-
assuming,
to place
and
a
the garrison is
you
the
need some
fob.
supplies to place it. Now, while logistics trucks and vehicles and different other sort of mechanics can deploy supplies to you, the support class also carries a small amount of supplies, but just enough to deploy a garrison.
Cool.
So,
So the support
role,
is like
which
a
is what
mobile
Sirius
mini
is,
Logi.
is able to drop down some supplies. So, Sirius, if you want to drop down some supplies.
What does that look like? Let's see here.
These third-person pistol animations, guys, have got a little bit of work
Cool.
to go into them.
And they're gonna build a garrison now.
Okay, so now we have the supply crate down,
How do you do that as an officer? Let's see.
and that's feeding supplies that the officer can use now to build a garrison. So I'll just walk through that real quick.
It's
So
such
now
a
that I have
big
these
crate,
supplies available,
though.
I press
Coming from like a
B for
small
Bravo.
dude, like I feel like it should just be like
That
one
brings up my
box. But
build
that's like
menu.
such a stupid thing for me
You'll
to
see the
nitpick.
scoped icon number 1. That is an OP placement, and the flag is the garrison placement.
Okay.
So I'm going to press 2, and then I'm going to press the build icon again. And
Oh damn, that's huge.
with this here, you'll see the
Oh no, it's just glitched in
sort of
his
the black
face.
ghosting means I cannot place it there, so I need to
Oh,
move
there you
until
go.
I find a spot. Obviously in game, if this was a live game, we might not put this in the middle of a road like this, but just for the demonstration. Now once I
Shit's
get
out
the
of
white
goddamn
ghost, I
house
know
with
I
the
can
button.
place it here, and I'm going to press Bravo a final time to deploy.
All right.
See the supply crate
cool.
disappears because we spent the 50 points.
All right.
And now we have a garrison now that anyone on the allied team can spawn at.
Yeah,
and
so
that is
garrison's a
indicated on
fob.
the map with the blue flag.
I'm sure a lot of this is placeholder.
I should also mention that the garrison meshes, the OP meshes, we consider final. We're very happy with the OP meshes.
I
The
don't
garrison
want to
meshes are
alarm
gonna get us
anybody,
over here. I know.
But what's that down the end of the road?
Oh, contact! 210, 100 meters. Looks like one-time ZI.
Oh, he's bugged. Oh no. He's bugged, crawling. Uh-oh.
Reloading.
He's bugged. An alpha game with alpha problems. Oh, there he goes. He fixed it.
Calling you
This is
No,
Murphy's
no,
Law
no,
work
no.
right now,
What are you
guys.
doing?
This weird
Siri,
air
what the
crawl
fuck?
thing we've never seen in the
Holy
history
shit.
of any playtest.
Are you
so that's
self-aware or
pretty-
some shit? What the fuck was
I
that?
don't know what that is, Max, but it
Right, yeah.
What is that?
It
Oh,
stopped.
I
Did
can't
you-
see it.
We're just seeing weird first-person
Yeah.
FPP animation.
So we
which
had the
is-
grenade before, and then I was just doing some sort of air crawl, so that was unusual. Did you guys get
So
them?
this is probably why alpha wasn't released yet.
Yeah,
It's because they're
sure.
gonna fix all these before we get the alpha.
Actually, I don't know who that is.
I suppressed him.
Alright, we'll go investigate, shall we?
Yeah, let's
Just
do
hold
it.
it
Okay,
loose
so
a
we've
World War
got-
II squad.
We got
yeah,
our
kinda,
garrison
in the
down.
same
Anyone
genre.
on the allied side can spawn on this now. And we'll move up a
there
little
is.
bit. We'll get closer and we'll put an OP down. There he is.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, the animations are gonna need a rework.
I know. I
But
like that.
so long as the
hands are
gameplay
red
works,
now.
that's all I care about for alpha. Like it's not. I don't expect this to be
Yeah,
completely
you guys are
fully
going to
ready to
find that
go.
the officer with the binoculars is going to be critical. PID in this game can be quite challenging, so you're going to want to really coordinate with your platoon leaders.
Sure. I don't know why I'm going first. Dave, you go first.
Yeah, Dave's getting the bug. Okay, he's crossing right to left. He's on the left side of the lane.
Yeah, it's really
The
as a dev,
environment,
it's
though,
so
is pretty
painful when
insane.
The one thing
But there are a couple animation bugs.
that you've never seen before as a bug magically appears in the game, just as you're showing it to people.
Yeah, he broke left right there with those rocks.
Going around the corner with a Colt and into an MP40.
Can you walk
Must
through
be a
these
German
hedgerows?
Scout.
Yeah, he's hiding behind the cat. Ah.
Oh,
Medic!
And he's down.
is he
Contact
dead?
down.
So we got our medics down.
So we can explain then maybe the what happens when you die.
Oh, look at that blood.
I'm gonna give up.
Again, not the actual critically wounded animation. It's all happening, guys. Oh, that's correct. The dead German is correct, but our medic friend is not.
R.I.P. Mendez.
So why don't we explain where Spano can respawn now?
Yeah, so opening the map here, you'll see he can now spawn either at main, at the upper quadrant here, or at the garrison up the road that we had just placed where the blue flag is. So in his menu, now he'll be able to click that. It will turn gold, indicating it's selected, and then he'll spawn there and he can just run down the road here and link up with us.
I should also say, guys, that this isn't some sort of vertical slice where you're seeing just the one part of the map that's complete. These guys could walk anywhere and you'll see the hedges that I've spent the last
Hours.
4 weeks placing. So
Days.
sort of the whole map has this level of detail to it. It's something that myself and Danny and the other artists are really, really keen on building the story of the environment and trying to get it as close to reality in both, the foliage species and the look and the feel and the color of the dirt.
Yeah,
and all
they've
this
paid
stuff.
so much attention.
So, it's
to
really
the entire
important to us that you
environment.
feel like you're actually in the location.
Like it's such an
So I
immersive
just
looking
pressed
game.
T Tango on my keyboard, and you can see that we're already in the Brecourt Manor cap zone, and we're capturing it.
There's too much going on up top in the HUD, though. I feel
Dave, why
like
don't we put down
it's really
an OP
large.
to show that mechanic, just to support our
Let's do it.
assault here.
I'm sure that's a placeholder.
I'm just gonna find a spot.
But I think
maybe
that's
over in this
a
courtyard
pretty
here.
big indicator for
So two-
I
capturing.
think it's
Oh,
I
it
think it's Danny
disappears.
who we just
Perfect.
shot and
Wonderful.
killed.
Oh, is that
That's all I
Danny?
care
Sorry,
about.
Danny. Danny is our amazing
Hey, what's up, Airsoft? How you doing?
environment artist. Well, that would. He's
Oh,
more than
it
that,
just
but
looks so
he's
fleshed out.
created most of these
Like there's
assets.
stuff in
So
the
to place
buildings.
an observation post, you need another team member with you, and then the officer finds a spot, presses Bravo for the build menu, 1, which is that telescope icon for the OP, selects build again, and now I'll get this ghost image, find a spot, and press Bravo again to complete. And here is our observation post.
That's pretty detailed.
And now anyone within our platoon can spawn here. And again, the garrison, anyone on the team can spawn at a garrison. And then we would use this point here to support our platoon's assault here on the Brecourt Manor.
Yeah, I think the main thing that we've noticed that they need to work on is the animations, and that'll come with time. But damn, have they been putting a lot of work into the environment.
Alright, let's go
Hey, no worries,
through
Jacob.
here and see if we can spot some Germans.
Looks like we captured.
Maybe WAN 2. I got a couple of guys to join in.
So when you capture, look at this.
So guys,
It
just
locks
so
it
you
out.
know, the crit walk effect
You
that
see
you're
that?
seeing there.
1 minute until a sector
We've
can be
still got quite a
contested.
lot of work to do
I think
on
that's
the,
something that
250
Postscriptum
animations, which is what's
does
gonna
as
be
well, and I
happening
think
as
it
we all
really
keep up,
helps
obviously,
like
until early
caps
access.
from like
We really wanna
flipping
nail
back
this
and
stuff
forth.
down.
I really like this
Over
mechanic
the next
in
week, the
capture
first
modes,
week, I think Rick
like
will be
locking the cap out as soon as you
tackling,
cap
some
it
of
for a
the
while.
third-person animation issues you're seeing, as well as that bizarre grenade thing at the start should be ironed out as well. Yeah, otherwise, so we'll be tackling the third-person animations. We'll be introducing probably a couple more weapons. We'll open up the recon platoon to give you the ability to use the sniper rifles. And yeah, the key for the alpha is just to test the map dynamics and the size of, you know, the feel of 100 people playing.
Yeah, Dave, are you crouch running or are you standing up there?
I'm standing up.
Wigan, no, there is no limit at the moment.
Like, look at how much detail there is in this courtyard.
The main reason is not only the simplicity of the design, in so much as it's very clear how you win an engagement and how you lose an engagement.
It's gonna be a
but also
100-player
it's designed
servers,
really
Tom.
to create quite a high intensity of battle. So obviously during the alpha, we're excited to see what people think. What we've found so far is that having the garrison or the OP down encourages you to push and to eliminate the enemy's position.
All those shells.
It's Noxy. We'll probably be updating anytime we can that wouldn't affect the integrity of the game for everyone currently playing.
It's just a beautiful game.
So
it's just a beautiful environment.
It's a hard answer because, you know, a single update can have unintended consequences. So I'd love
the
to say that we'd
animations are
update
real
every
janky,
day, but it might be a
but
bit
the
dangerous
environment
to
is
do that.
gorgeous.
We might find that we introduce one thing that breaks the experience. But you know, as far as we're concerned, we'll be updating as much as humanly possible, particularly to fix.
It's the animations, Robo.
obvious
They're all
issues, like
placeholders
some
right
of the
now.
third-person animations you can see. Really, the first person should be pretty clean. So we'll be.
Can
that
ship
should
be
first
destroyed? I
priority
don't
for
think
us.
there's map
And essentially it
destruction. There
works
might be
through
like
server
fob,
crashes are the
like
highest
garrison
priority.
destruction.
I'm
pretty sure there's garrison
individual
destruction.
crashes are the second priority, and then bugs and visual stuff.
Let's go check out
Yeah, the
better,
choppy
guys.
frames are probably because he's
Just wanted to
streaming and
say,
playing at the
if
same time.
We now check the map. You'll see that Breckord Manor is now blue, indicating that we captured it. The adjacent sectors will now not have the lock on them, right? So we can cap those now.
Yeah, so much dynamic gameplay here.
And then also, we can see the OP is down, and that is because we are able platoon. We'll see an A above that there.
I don't know. It's slightly
sure I heard
triggering me that the
40.
platoons are 6-man or 9-man platoons. It's just slightly triggering me. Is that slightly
Sticky
triggering
Toad
anyone
Frog,
else?
Yes, they do, and that will. The way we've approached the design is to layer up the functionalities and the
Just
the
ever so
goals of
slightly
each,
triggering me.
player in the game. So essentially, at a
Yeah, this
platoon
is like
level
the
for
direct
infantry, your
competitor
main
to
role will be
Postscriptum.
trying to outflank and take down the OPs and the garrisons of the enemy. If you're able to do that, then you basically clear a path through for you to capture numerous sectors in a row, obviously getting very close to a total victory. So to take down a garrison or an OP, you simply need to get quite close to it. We're going to
Hey, no problem, Boogie. I'll catch you later.
probably after the alpha or during the alpha, we're going to end up refining the rules around taking down an OP and a garrison a bit more. It's something we want to test and see sort of the dynamic. We don't want people being
Hey, this
spawn
looks
killed
very
endlessly on
familiar
them, but at the
to,
same time, we don't want them to be too easy to remove.
Band of Brothers. I think this is the same exact gun battery position that they took.
John, did you say you heard an MP40?
Yeah, we heard a shot. I'm not sure
Tart
what-
a la scrub. The sound, the audio, it's a mixed bag at the
Yeah,
moment,
but
actually.
they've I think this
Our
is the
sound
exact
designer
area. Like they
has,
got it
just
down,
spent
measured
last week,
out
he spent
1
2
to
days
1.
at a range with his audio gear recording every single weapon in the game in real life, which is pretty exciting. So we've got a lot of work left to do in so much as different aspects of audio. There are a lot of things that we're not happy with that will continue changing. So yeah, it's all just a question of refinement from here.
Ooh.
Veteran 76, yep, there will be a commander role. That's going to be something we'll largely attack in terms of dev after Alpha.
I love trenches. You don't get
Right.
any
Wanna
trenches in
say what
squad.
we're
I
seeing
can't
here?
wait to fight with trenches. Because there's like
so much
there's
as a
maybe
gun
like
line?
2
Yeah.
ditches in squad. There's
Yeah,
no
so guys,
trenches
this
in
gun
squad. It's gonna
line,
be
if you've ever
awesome.
watched Band of Brothers, this gun line here
Ugh,
is
I love me some
spaced out
trenches.
exactly the same. It's the gun line that they attack in the second episode of Band of Brothers.
Yeah, it is the exact same.
And this is
the exact
trench
same
system
gun
that
position.
Spears runs along and ends up killing a whole heap of people.
And it's
This,
measured at 101.
basically was a battery that had a unit of German soldiers headquartered at Brecourt Manor, which the guys have just come over from. And so we thought it would be awesome, obviously, because it's there in real life, but to include it in the game and to give you the ability to attack it. The one thing I will say is the German artillery models are the evergreen models.
We need to
They're
reenact the
heavy-arty,
Band of Brothers
and they're
battle
not
squad off
actually the
style.
artillery pieces that were there all day.
That'd be awesome.
We'll most likely end up replacing those models with a spiked gun version of the arty that was there.
So were those 88s that were deployed there?
Oh, giving me all kinds of
88, I think
ideas.
those were LEFH 15s or something like that. I need to
Okay.
just double check, but I know that it wasn't the evergreens. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's
Yeah, the health
run down the line here. Go ahead.
The health system's pretty simple. We've tried to strike a balance between simplicity and different complexities that kind of recreate the idea of World War II triage. So essentially, if you take a shot to the body, depending on what type of gun it is, it'll either kill you in one go or it'll wound
One
you.
shot kills.
So weapons like the Thompson and the MP40, if you get hit by that, one round of that, you'll be wounded and you'll need to patch yourself up. If you are shot by a Garand or a Kar-98
Contact
or
1 times EI 200.
other guns, you'll be down.
There's a German just running
extra.
along the hedgerow.
He's moving left to right in the tree line.
The
Oh, he's dead.
He's down.
in order
Good
to
shot.
revive a player, you simply need to.
So
there we
one
go,
shot
there we go.
kills for rifle calibers.
He's down.
2 shot kills for SMG calibers. That's pretty hardcore, dude. Then again, like they weren't wearing. There's no plates in this game, right? Because World War II, no one wore body armor.
Yeah, it was random.
So at the
So,
moment, what isn't happening
I
is
mean, You get hit in the chest with a
headshot?
fucking
that's
rifle
what we're going to
round.
be implementing. It's not a particularly difficult thing to do, but we want to implement it so that if you take a round to the head, no matter what the gun, you're out for the count.
Headshots are always a
something
kill.
we will be working on, as people who looked at our Kickstarter saw, is dismemberment, particularly
What's the ETA for
from,
this game? Alpha
the
within
high
a week.
explosive rounds and things like that. That's something that we're pretty excited to do.
High explosive rounds
love
on
that
what,
sort of
Artie?
visceral side of it. At the moment, yeah, the dismemberment's obviously not in just yet, but
Oh
we
yeah,
have a pretty good
dismemberment,
idea
just
of how
like
we're gonna
DOI. Can't wait
I
for
wanna
that.
say, yeah, let's give it
Can
up
you
for
imagine that in
dismemberment.
this
This sounds
pretty of
so
a game,
macabre.
Yeah.
having dismemberment, in this
And by the
visually
way, these little
appealing of a
contacts are
game?
not scripted. We've got a couple guys on the Germans running around, so
Yeah. I'm see if we'll see if we can get them shooting at us soon, so we can talk about the suppression.
okay.
Ooh, yes, show me the
Show that
suppression,
a little
baby.
bit.
Mm.
Just finding out who
Mm.
they are. I think I know who they are now.
Give me that suppression. Mm.
Just give them a chance to get an OP down, and then they can engage us over here.
Yeah, we won't shoot them so fast.
What I love about World War II is how long firefights last, because the
scariest
weapons
part,
aren't
right,
as
is
lethal
that's
as
freaking
modern
so
day, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure you got like the
Cypress
MG42
tanks,
and
they're
those
2 hour
kind of
long.
like that CG and stuff.
If
But as far
if
as
Rick
like
presses T, you'll be able
Kar-98s,
to see the round
the
duration up
Garand,
in the top
Springfields,
right-hand
like they're low capacity or bolt action weapons, so the fire rate, just compared to contemporary warfare, is much lower, which means that firefights last
Let's,
significantly
maybe go check out the
longer, which
reading.
allows for
Maybe
more
friendly fire is a thing.
maneuvering.
There was a joke in some of our playtests that
And
the
more
binoculars
tactics.
were the most powerful weapon in the game because you
Suppression,
could see not
Karma's
only your
king,
enemy but
pretty much.
who was friendly around you. What we're going to be doing though is implementing a couple of things to report if a player is team killing continuously. Obviously, there's a difference between an occasional blue on blue, but if it's a continuous harassment or a trolling type thing, we're going to implement ways that that can be dealt with.
Where'd you want to go, John? Did you say over to the barn?
Are they censoring swastikas? Only in countries that need swastikas to be censored.
Laugh Pat, that's the...
It's a closed alpha.
That's
It's
the
closed alpha for people that backed it.
Okay, so you can see while we were exploring the battery area, the Germans have taken Brecourt Manor. I'm
It
surprised
seems
our-
pretty easy
our
to get
OP
around
is
on
still
foot,
up.
and honestly, I like that. Like,
Somebody gets within 50 meters, or is it 25
especially
meters?
going hedgerow to hedgerow
take
with
it down?
like
25.
limited vehicles.
Yeah, so if they were to move within 25
In squad,
meters
you
of them,
always have
they
this
get
feeling of
down.
you can always see where the contact is. You can always you're always near the fight.
That is an
Except on like the
it's a
really large
interesting
maps
mechanic,
like
though, because as long as
Balaya
they're in the
or
Breakout Manor sector,
even
can
on those
capture,
maps
so
you
you
can
can
kind of know where the
surprise them
fighting
and
is.
you
But
can spawn back
on a
in
map
with
like
OP
this,
and get the jump on them.
with all the sight
main
lines
man Navi,
cut off by the hedgerows, and with infantry focused gameplay,
bullet-based
like
weapons
sneaking around as
hit
infantry is
scan-
gonna feel
not
really
hit
cool.
Scan. They are... Excuse me, I'm getting...
How does one suppress in bed? Oh, I'll show you. Show you, baby.
Yeah, line
And
trace.
the... Line trace, sorry, and the heavier weapons will be projectile based. If we were to make every single bullet projectile based, unfortunately we just couldn't host 100 players.
Should we head back to the manor? Do we know is that where they're gonna rally?
Yeah. They're struggling. I've just tried to organise them a little bit so we can get
have a
OP
little
down.
have a little firefight.
Yeah. So we'll go head towards back to Brecourt.
Space Cowboy, yes, that's something that we've got planned, particularly wood. At the moment, you can shoot through these hedges that you're seeing. You can
shoot through the hedges.
hear someone wandering around on the
Good.
other side and just spraying through it.
Which I can say
Hey, thanks,
is
Burgers, appreciate
one
it,
of the
dude.
creepiest things to experience.
Yeah,
Creepy.
having a giant panicky gun battle spraying through a hedge where one German platoon's on one side and one US platoon is on the other.
Sorry about the
and then you
mouse,
start
buddy.
tossing grenades over, it gets pretty full on.
Like, we even made a hedgerow map on Squad, or Squad Ops, and that's one of my favorite maps to play on. You can go see that on my channel.
Yeah, Veteran 76.
the operation was called Hedgerow Hell,
which is,
and that was legit one of my favorite operations in Squad, period,
So,
in the existence of Squad Ops. It's just some great,
underway,
gameplay.
which is a very dense pine forest. Mr. EXETV, yes, you basically can't capture a sector unless you already own an adjacent one to it. And if one sector gets encircled by the enemy, then it will capitulate and become enemy controlled. A tactical cornfield line base is basically when you fire a weapon, it fires out a line and it looks for anything that gets hit by that line, and basically emulates. It says, oh well, you've been hit by a bullet. This is what's going to happen. You're going to take this damage and X and Y. Projectile based is when you use physics within the engine to simulate a projectile flying through the air at a particular velocity and speed, and with gravity and weight applied to it, which is obviously much more realistic.
We're start motovlogging? Yeah, I probably will.
It can also be very unrealistic because it's really difficult to manage
Motovlogging.
properties within a game.
I have my
But,
GoPro. I just need to get
for
3M
things like
tape
grenades at the
or,
moment, use
3M
projectiles because you want to see them bounce
thing
around.
and
You want to
stick
see
it
them arc
so I
with
can
weight,
mount
gravity.
the GoPro. Which I should
And,
probably do pretty soon.
So things like tank rounds and stuff like that will most likely be projectile based. But if we were to make every gun's bullet projectile based, it would cause a lot of networking problems. it's not hit scan. Hit scan's a little bit different. Hit scan, and I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to this stuff, but my understanding is hit scan looks at what's in the center of your screen, and that's how it determines whether the players.
Yeah, see, it's a mix of open fields, closed combat within compounds,
yes,
and
that's the idea in the future.
dense
so if you kill a German
brushes
using
in certain
an
parts of the
MP40,
map. So you get
the
all
idea
three
is
kinds
that
of
the
gameplay.
MP40
The only
is
thing you
lying
don't
down, you
get
press,
is
F and
elevated
U just
gameplay,
pick
where
up.
there's like huge hills that
Obviously,
you can use and
very
stuff like that. Of
dangerous
course, because
to
it's
do
like
that
Normandy,
because
right? It's flat as
running around
fuck.
with an enemy weapon is not going to be good. I'm not sure where people are getting hit scan from. It's not hit scan. Hit scan's like a really old system that looks like we're using the same system. This is an established system. In so much as like line trace is the system to use within a first-person shooter. Hit scan's kind of an old system, sort of Counter-Strike, very, very old school system, which we are not using.
When can I kill a German with a shovel?
Here we go.
We're gonna go. Melee combat.
We would like to bring in melee. We're going to try and bring it in for the early access. So
Oh.
far, we've been finding that even getting in melee distance of the enemy is a really tough
contact.
thing to do.
They're gonna bring
Um,
melee
so
for the
we're
alpha?
not
That's so
necessarily
soon.
we've
Oh
got the
god,
weapons,
it's so
we've got the melee
loud.
weapons ready to go. It's definitely.
This guy's stream is
Push
really
up if you
choppy.
can, Mr. Paleo.
Yeah, so guys, just so you understand, games, Red Orchestra 2, Squad,
Get into the action if you can there, Rick.
Battlefield, Call of Duty, sort of kind of every major first-person shooter that you can think of uses the same ballistic system we are using, in so much as line trace. Excuse me, I keep getting the terms confused. The lack of sleep thing. Hit scan is a very different thing. Hit scan is not something that we'd ever be interested in using. It's really quite.
I can't tell if the sound files are like
the only game that I
choppy
could
because of
think
the
may
game or
use
because of this guy's stream.
projectiles for all ballistics would be armor, but even then I'm not too sure. I remember watching.
Are there different classes like Squad? Yeah.
Let's stop shooting them because they're going to have far to go if they don't have
Nicosaur, I would need to double check, but I would be very shocked if any game that had more than
Show me the
32 players was
suppression.
able to use projectiles
If you
on
can,
it.
Rick, if you can. Sorry, Max. If you can, Rick, get into the. We want to show the suppression, so they're not shooting
Yes.
to kill right now.
Come here.
I think we're just.
Come
pretty
here.
much
Show
killed
me
them
the
all.
suppression,
So
baby.
stop pussing out and go get in some action.
Come on. Come on.
Lead by example.
I gotta keep your men alive! I gotta keep your men alive!
Yeah. Oh well, guys, Iron Taxi, who has kindly jumped in the chat, is
Oh my God.
lead, I think. Excuse me if I get that wrong, Iron. On Squad, so he can probably speak a bit more to what Squad do. Yeah, normally the
Get
the
the
jumping
suppression
is
happening. Yeah.
combine both projectile based and
Show me the suppression.
Yeah, I'll sit here if they want to try to suppress me from here.
Which ninja do you have and what year? I have a 400 2018. Just came out for 2018. It's a baby bike. Probably gets 650 a couple years down.
Shoot it back? No.
Not for a while.
I think I hit the MG42 out in the field, so that was a
Alright.
suppressive weapon there. Do they have an OP up?
Yeah, just take some fire so you can shut the suppression.
James,
Oh.
I'm not sure which aspect. Are you referring
There's
to the
that
ground
one-shot
grass
kill.
or something else? Because the foliage culling distance hasn't really been changed.
Yeah, first
Medic.
spike yourself.
Have we got another wonderful bug, Rick? Is that...
Yeah.
Psychotic, no, not yet. That is our intention though. Is to allow you to be lean. Is allow you to lean. Red Scorpion. There will be bullet drop. There isn't currently. We will be bringing it in though, particularly for weapons like the sniper is where you're going to notice it most, and the MGs as well. Yeah, so James, we've this grass that you're seeing here has actually already been updated. We're actually lowering it. It's very it's too high right now. It looks all right, but it's a bit too high. Grass doesn't normally grow that to your knees, kind of everywhere you go. So we're lowering that down a bit.
There's a good amount of sway and
the two reasons
recoil.
we're lowering it down a little
That's
bit
good.
is because we do have to cull ground grass because to keep it not culling at the same range, everything else culls would be very bad for performance. But we've done a lot of work in so much as blending the cull range so that it doesn't feel too hard-edged. At the moment, though, we're using a test shader here, and that's been updated so the culling looks.
Hey John, are we just shooting the suppress right now?
Tactical for our QA team have
Is
played
that
a
a
lot
German?
of Armor and games like that, and they've reported finding it actually quite hard. There are some aspects
Oh, it is.
where there are some engagements where the firefights are really long range, particularly if you're just shooting. But the suppression in the game is very brutal.
Show me
so
the
it's quite
suppression!
funny. Yesterday we were holding down a little ruined area and
Just hell let loose, Xavier.
ended up being suppressed with bullets cracking and whizzing and bouncing around all around us. So it's a real big mixture. What you're seeing here is probably quite a close range engagement, but a lot of the engagements I was in were firing across ranges of 200 meters plus. Low binder, we don't currently have our armor system working in game, but B-Dog, HLL, no, they can't. They can't hear the proximity void. The main reason is just because it'll get very confusing hearing the German speak in an American or in English.
Let me look something up.
Alright, let's push forward. So they're shooting to suppress at the moment, okay? Just to show that off with that Rick, so if you want to get shot from behind us.
So, Q1 is the alpha, Q2 is the beta. They're pushing really
yeah, and the
fast
culprit who was killing us was
for this to
Danny,
get released.
of course.
Like Steam early access has come out
I'm
Q2
pressing the
2018.
right now.
So
Oh,
they're
there we
pushing
go.
through
Yeah,
alpha
okay,
and
okay.
beta really fast. That doesn't mean release
sort of
in
bit of
Q2. That just means Steam early access release.
Snack bar, there was a pretty fun.
Gonna be able to play as the British, Wehrmacht, Soviet, and Imperial Japan. Give me some of that Japanese Pacific Theater of War gameplay,
It was pretty
dude.
fun.
Yes.
We had some cool moments where I was wandering along with my platoon and a German threw a grenade over the hedge that we didn't realize.
There's a
and went
lot of
right
stuff I
next to
can't
us
wait.
and, killed 2 members of the platoon and stunned me. Really,
They're gonna have the whole
hardcore,
Eastern
and that was,
Theater of War, but
moments like that are
I doubt that's gonna be coming out anytime soon. That's probably after they finish up Normandy.
Mitchell,
Saint Mary
no. Oh, yes, it is actually. Only the ground grass would be adjustable, but not the trees or the bushes or anything that you hide behind. The ground grass here is not a good representation of what will be in the alpha, though. It's quite a bit more optimized.
I bet that MG42 can suppress you.
Whoa. Got like... Where'd all these guys come from? Alright, I'm gonna go up in the window on the top left, have them suppress me up there.
Yeah, give me them bonsai charges, dude.
Yeah, General Bendover, in so much as
General
functional ricochets, we're just going to have to test that on
I'm not seeing any suppression.
Cheddar, I'm afraid I'm not sure what the difference is there. I'll have to have a look.
I'm not seeing a suppression at all.
They line you up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
All right,
Oh, look at that! Oh yes, that gets me excited.
No, there is a lot of the
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'm excited. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh yes, that gets me. I'm getting a little excited here now.
Which is as if, you know, that's what we want. We don't want you to be an amazing Twitch shooter
Oh, yes.
and just kill people.
Yes.
Taking,
Yes.
100 rounds worth of fire.
yeah, I think at first they were shooting the wrong window.
Oh,
Alright, okay, so they got no
Lovely.
key, so we can shoot the kill.
lovely. Oh, dude, this
Alright.
guy got shot in the neck.
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is great. This is awesome.
Maddie Stone, yeah, basically you could spawn by yourself, but it's much quicker for you to spawn with your platoon and work with your platoon.
Holy crap, dude.
Than to just run off by
This is
yourself.
gonna be amazing. This is gonna be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm heavily suppressed here. I can't see shit.
Hear them come up the stairs.
I'm coming back on our OP. I'll be coming up kind of behind them.
Yeah, light them up.
I think that's a bug, actually. That suppression should have cleared by now. That's something that we were experiencing yesterday as well.
I
Is
can't
that
wait,
suppression
dude.
clearing up, Yurik? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cleared up.
Make people poop their pants
Just a
with
delay
the
with the
MG.
stream.
Janzu, yeah, there will be.
Look at that recoil. Holy. Holy.
Well, the MG42 took me out.
Gunners down. Come get some of this action there, Palia.
Come get it.
Yeah, with the OBS going, I'm just getting a lot of lag.
Alright.
Up. Bring the ammo.
I wonder how much of this game is gonna be just people just suppressing the shit out of each other, because that would be awesome. Just think about that. Just think about that. You're literally just suppressing the crap out of each other,
Matt
and while you're
Airborne,
doing that, you have
if
another
press B,
element
you
in your
can see
team
the
or in your
mag that
platoon
you've got
just
left,
moving to
but not
flank
in the
them.
gun.
Like that's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Like just
system
think
that
about from
allows you
that
to
from a
check
gameplay
the
perspective,
offensive
because no other game has done that. Had suppression to that level where you cannot even see what's in front of you. So both teams effectively can't kill each other without using a flanking element because they can't see shit. Because the
Get a line,
suppression is so
Elvis. Yeah,
intense.
we're interested to see
So
what
it's gonna have
people think
extra
during the alpha,
emphasis on
because
teamwork
I
and
know it's
flanking.
not what
Oh!
we're used to,
Oh,
but we're excited to see how people use it. It
10 out of
makes
10.
firefights at range much more fun and much more interesting. But we know it's not what people are used to.
I just took down Mendez.
Have we showed off the medic suit? I keep dying, so it's hard for me to revive.
Yeah, we should probably show that off.
So
The whole
let's,
point is that suppression
let's
actually does
sort it out.
something now in game.
Did we clear him out?
I'm sure it's just their initial suppression mechanic, but like if you think of like just based off of that, what we saw, how intense it was, and their direction of suppression, we can already get a feel for it when they do finally flesh it out. How much it's going to how extreme it's going to be, right? Because if they're already in their very base alpha, taking suppression to the point where you can't even see.
Matt, it depends.
When they finally
in
flesh
much
it out
as,
with the
what you mean by
blurring and the
battle,
movement,
there'll be numerous skirmishes. Some of the skirmishes
with the movement,
tended to go for quite a while.
obstruction
10, 15,
and vision
20
obstruction,
minutes,
it's going to be
depending
very
on if there was a
intense, which is
stalemate or
what I'm
people,
looking
you
for.
know,
So
there
good.
was sort of a meat grinder effect going. Some of them can be quite decisive, obviously, if you get really close.
I mean,
to
they're
big
gonna
hitters.
have gore, so that's gonna add immersion as well. This is gonna be a very immersive game. Like just looking at it graphically and
Alright.
visually,
Okay, so
and then looking at
so
the elements that they're adding
what
into
we
the
might
game.
do,
This is an incredibly
just before
immersive
we wrap
game.
this up, just quickly
Like the
show
whole
meeting
focus
system.
of this game is immersion.
And then yeah, and I think then we've showed the majority of what we wanted to show. So
Okay, let's have this guy
David, you just come up here.
We can have this guy here take me down. Klaus,
Oh,
come
I'll
back!
just, I could just I can shoot Sirius here.
Nicht schießen! Klaus! Klaus!
Bearded Bear, it's quite interesting because a lot of the people who in our QA team began playing it were highly skeptical of the M19 being their only weapon, but all of them found it surprisingly effective and interesting to play. So that was a kind of an unusual comment. I was pretty prepared for people to be annoyed with it, but we got a lot of people said that they really playing medic was actually
Very well behaved Germans. Alright, Pele, come over here, mate. We'll do this medic system.
This German just doesn't want to fight.
Third person view.
When will Postscriptum be available to test? Alpha's coming out this week.
Oh look, the multiplying.
Acrid, we are probably going to end up having 2 different systems. It'll basically be DLC.
I'm sure this is
If you
just
don't
a
live in
placeholder
country,
Come over here.
has
for the,
censorship laws, you'll most likely
suppression.
be able to download the DLC.
Like a lot of
that
things that they're
will,
showcasing right now are gonna get refined.
The different iconography, particularly back on your uniform, on your belt buckle, and on some of the other areas.
So they're showing off the medical system now.
You gonna medic him?
He just ended my life.
German's trying to.
Is it working?
I think not.
And
Yeah,
I'm
he's
back
up.
in the
He's-
fight.
He's up. He's up.
Yeah, how let loose Alpha this week?
Oh man.
Zipper Cop, there is in-game communication.
How let
There's
loose
actually a
Alpha
major
this
bug
week.
with that at the moment.
Excuse me, if I said
We're just working
Postscriptum, that's
through
wrong.
today.
How let loose Alpha.
That's one of the things.
How let
that's
loose Alpha
stopping
this
us
week.
currently
Not
releasing
Postscriptum.
Alpha.
Not Postscriptum.
Obviously, there are a couple of other little animation things that we want to fix up as well. But the answer to that is
Fucking
yeah, everything
executed.
is very crucial. No, you cannot spam.
War crime. War crime just occurred.
Just executed all the prisoners.
So good.
I've got it
A
on.
tactical. We're thinking about that. We do. I do like that. I think there is something nice about that. We'll see. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, and this, I don't know how the streams looked for you guys, but for me it's been pretty choppy, so we're getting pretty good frames, good server tick rates. I think the OBS is just cranking down on my system. I think I'm running it at maybe 1080.
Yeah, I think that's what we did last time.
Alright, I think they're going to be gunning for us now, guys. So let's
Okay.
since you know we just executed them.
We're not too sure, Edge, at the moment. Potentially, I want to have a look at some systems that work in other games. But for the machine guns, definitely be able to drop down a bipod. Veritas, yes, you can. You can hear the footsteps. At the moment, there's a little bit of an audio bug with them. They're replicating a bit too much. But yeah, that's. There have been some interesting moments where you pull out your map trying to work out if the person on the other side of the hedge to you is actually on your team or not. And
Yeah, I think they're gonna push in from the south.
Kudu, no, you can't walk through the hedges. There are gaps in them, though. There are sort of intentional places that
You can't walk through the hedges.
The main
but there
reason
will
that
be
you can't
gaps.
is because
that's a very
very
important
quickly
part.
becomes a game of people just disappearing in and out of hedges.
Oh, there's that suppression.
Becomes pretty lacking in the fun department. The other reason is that a lot of the hedges in Normandy, the bocage hedges,
Shit, dude.
were made predominantly by medieval farmers piling rocks up at the edge of their field. So while it looks like a hedge to us, it actually had a very central core of rocks and other stuff.
I like how
that
you can see
couldn't,
how much you need
really
a
couldn't
bandage.
walk
You
through
just
them
let it
as
off
we
early.
knew it. In fact, the Americans built tanks specifically to try and pull those through them.
Coming to you, Paleo.
He getting them, serious? Oh, yeah.
I'm getting suppressed.
They're down that lane there, aren't they? Yeah, see if I can.
Biggs, there
I
will
like how
be.
suppression,
We've also
like,
got some
actually
nice
does
little
something now.
barrel overheat effects and things like that. We looked at games like Rising Storm 2. We feel do a really great job with that stuff, and that's kind of what we're looking at. Wigan, yes, it will, but you will not be able to do it more than you have bandages, and you don't have very many bandages unless you're the medic class.
Is it MG42?
Yeah.
Help me. Yes, they will. We're going to release a little bit more information on that later on. Vastutin, I know we wanted to add cigarettes to the character models, but I think that rating agencies have a bigger problem with that than they do with you choking on your own blood. So we've had to think a little bit about that, in so much as our
Thanks
characters
on me,
smoking
west
and
across the
things.
field.
Erlaka, I'm actually going to post a bit of an orientation post on the forums to give,
Yeah, due west.
give people
Lying down. He's dead. You got him.
It's
to
just
give
such a
people little bit of
gorgeous
an
game.
orientation as to how to play.
That guy's still alive, isn't he?
No, they're all down.
Yeah, they gotta work on the animations.
As you can see here,
which I'm
guys,
sure they
some
will.
of the transitions between the
Just keep on
death
pushing them.
Crossing.
the wounded animation, the critical animation, pretty janky right now. We're just ironing those out. We actually just proceed with transitional.
I'm hit.
RB5 potentially. We're just trying to work out a way to do it that wouldn't look kind of
Suppressing.
Cover me!
Yeah, I think I mentioned this in some of the other streams, guys, that this is really an iterative process. And so we block in animations. A lot of times there's just sort of placeholders. And then we continue to upgrade them as we go.
Interesting. You can get wounded twice, or like put into the bleed out screen twice. It's not like squad where the second time puts you right to.
But what do you
respawn.
reckon, guys? Is that that's pretty much everything we wanted to show.
Yeah, I think we might wrap this up, guys, just because we actually have to get back to fixing all the issues that you've seen here and then some other ones under the hood. But we just wanted to show you guys sort of where it was at. We thank you so much for your patience. We know it's annoying.
Awesome. So they're wrapping it up, but
and,
a lot of cool
things
stuff.
like
I
that,
mean, it's a
and we
gorgeous
really appreciate
engine.
your patience while we
Their
polish it
environment's
up.
amazing.
There are
They do
aspects
have to
of
work
the
on the
game that we're really
animations.
happy with,
I
and
like
then
the
obviously
direction
there
they're
are
going
the
as far as
areas
gameplay
where,
and the suppression and
you
how
know,
hardcore
we
the
need
game
to
is. One shot
fix
kill,
up and
two
make
shot
it,
with
as
SMG
good as it
calibers.
possibly can be.
So it's a really hardcore model.
A lot of the stuff that you've seen here, there are a couple
There's
of
gonna be
animation
gore. It's gonna be
issues that
extremely
we
immersive
feel are
with
still
suppression, how the
playable,
environment
but,
looks, and
there's a
how the
couple of things
gameplay
that
plays.
we do need to
Like
polish
with
up.
that hardcore model, it's not a bullet sponge game or an arcade game.
Yeah, the hard part is actually getting the gameplay components in place and then working properly, and then things like animations are more like sort of polished items.
I do think they could clean
But
up
we're
this
pretty
HUD,
happy
which I
with the
think they
first
will.
person.
Well, I
Those are
mean, it's
looking good.
alpha. A lot of this is going to
Third
change by the time they
person,
release.
obviously, we know needs some work, and we'll be hitting that in the coming weeks.
Cool.
Thank you, guys. I'll try and be around in the Discord a bit. It's quite tough at the moment. We're sort of waking up and working through to through to an early hour in the morning, and then going to sleep, and then waking up and doing it again. Obviously we've got our Trello board filled with files to fix up. But we're hoping we're going to do another large-scale capacity test, specifically isolating whether the server crash bugs are still in process, are still happening. If they're not happening, we're going to take a look at beginning the key rollout, and we'll start releasing the keys to you.
All right, so they just got to fix the
We've got
server
servers ready to
issues
spin up,
with high capacity, and then they'll push out the alpha
we're
keys.
we're very excited to play with you
That's
guys.
awesome.
The other the other bug we're needing to fix is currently the VoIP is not behaving as it should, and we feel that it's pretty key to the game that does behave properly. But thanks for your patience. Thanks for checking it out. And yeah, we've had a great time showing you what we've been up to.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in with us, guys.
All right, well, looks like that's going to be the end of the stream.
Thank you all very much.
I mean, let me know in the comments in the chat, like, I'm going to be posting this up on the channel, but, like, what do you think so far about Hell Let Loose? Seeing, like, I think this is the second gameplay stream they've done. I missed the first one, but this is, like, the second one where they actually, like, walked you through the game and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm going to be posting it on the channel, so in the comments below, let me know what you're excited for. I mean, it's going to be so immersive. It's just going to be, like, very focused on immersion. Just from the gun sounds to real-life accuracy to the actual environment and skyboxes looking pretty as all hell. Suppression actually scaring the crap out of you. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, Hell Let Loose Alpha releasing sometime this week. They just got to fix those few bugs. Open to everyone that backed the game at the $30 tier, I think, or higher. It's got 100 players on Alpha. Like, they're doing the 50v50 infantry only on Alpha. Later on, they're going to release the Recon, which has the scoped weapons. There's not going to be any armor for the Alpha. But a lot of cool stuff coming out. So hopefully they release it soon. And as soon as it drops, you know I'm going to be like 24/7 streaming this. So can't wait to see more of this. I'm really excited as to, you know, they have the direction. They have the placeholders. They have the direction they want to go. And now they just got to execute, right? They've showcased it. They showcased how hardcore they want to be. One-shot kill, extreme suppression system. No scoped weapons except for recon. So we'll see. But I think it's a very beautiful game, and I think that's going to be one of its key kind of winners is how immersive it is, right? So we'll see how it is. And yeah, that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you for watching, everybody. Remember to subscribe to youtube.com/itskarmakut for more Hell Let Loose squad and postscriptum gameplay, as well as, you know, Ready or Not and those other games when they come out. So youtube.com/itskarmakut. Subscribe and hit that bell button for future content like videos and streams. And then twitch.tv/Karmakut. Make sure you follow that. I stream normally from Monday to Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific. I do sometimes stream outside those hours on Twitch only. So check out the Twitch and make sure you follow at twitch.tv/Karmakut. And if you'd like to support me further, check out patreon.com/Karmakut. We can get cool 2x3 Karmakut patches, Velcro patches, as well as game keys. So thank you everyone for watching. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you later this week with some Hell Let Loose gameplay.